Hello student. Already we have seen classification of the plant. Now we are going to review the classification of kingdom Animalia. These are organisms which are eukaryotic, multicellular and heterotrophic. Their cells do not have cell walls. Most animals are mobile. They are further classified based on the extent and type of the body design, and differentiation is found in them. Thus, we will see one by one different phylums of kingdom Animalia. Hello student. We are revising the lesson Diversity in Living Organism. In this fifth kingdom is Animalia. We have seen the basic characteristic of the kingdom Animalia, but we will revise it again, and you must aware of different types of animals. Basic characteristics are animals are eukaryotic, that is, its nucleus is well defined, that is membrane bound. These are multicellular. His body is made up of many cells, but there is lack of cell wall. They are heterotrophic as they rely on others or on the plant as well as other animals for the food. They have growth pattern. Adult animals have specific shape and size. Most of the organisms have well-defined organ system such as respiratory system, digestive system, then excretory system, circulatory system, etc. Most of the animals can move. They are not stationary as plants. Animals have nervous system, which is why they are able to respond to an external stimulus. Animals are classified on the basis of differences in their body type and design. The body cavity or coelom in animals contains organs, and they are categorized as coelomate, pseudocoelomate and acoelomate. Coelomate means true body cavity, pseudocoelomate means false body cavity, and acoelomate means organism without body cavity. So these are some examples of coelomate, pseudocoelomate and acoelomate. In case of kingdom Animalia, there are totally 8 phylum according to hierarchy of nomenclature or classification. They are included in the phylum 8 phylum. From that 8 phylum, first one is Porifera. Examples of this phylum Porifera are Spongilla and Cycon. So we will see what are the characteristics of organisms or animals included in the phylum Porifera. Now, here some important characteristics of. Now, second phylum in case of Animalia is that Coelenterata. So, according to its name, body has coelom. Coelom means body cavity. So, level of organization in these animals like Hydra, jellyfish, they have two layers, means it has tissues, and cells have two layers, so called as diploblastic descent in the Coelenterata. Body is cylindrical. There is no true body cavity. Examples: Aurelia means jellyfish and Adamsia, that is sea anemone. Other characteristics are some of them live in colonies. They are physically attached to each other, such as corals. Some of them live solitary, such as Hydra. Means here Coelenterata means this body is cylindrical. Now third phylum is Platyhelminthes. Here you will see that according to name of this organism, body is flat, so it is called as Platyhelminthes. Examples are Planaria, then liver fluke and tapeworm. Their body is flat. What are the main characteristics of this phylum Platyhelminthes? Fourth phylum is Nematoda. Examples of Nematoda are Rhabditis, then Dracunculus, Ascaris, Enterobium, Trichurius and Loa. Now, some main characteristics of phylum Nematoda are their organization distinct. Here you can see the examples of phylum Annelida. Means example are Nereis, earthworm and leech. We will see now the characteristic of phylum Annelida. First, you see the examples of this phylum: Nereis, earthworm and leech. Now, the characteristics are the level of organization of this organism is organ system level organization. The cells have 3 layers, therefore it is called as triploblastic. Now, another phylum is Arthropoda. Sixth phylum Arthropoda. According to the name of this phylum, these organisms have jointed appendix. So here you will see the legs of these organisms are jointed. Therefore, name is given as Arthropoda. Examples are scorpion, cockroach, spider and butterfly. Important characteristics of this phylum Arthropoda are level of organization is they have an open circulatory system and there are no well-defined blood vessels. They have exoskeleton which is chitinous in nature. Phylum Mollusca. In this phylum Mollusca, if you will see example that are Dentalium, Chiton, octopus, Unio, sepia, then Limnia, pearl oyster and land snail. These all have soft body structure. Hence, name is given as mollusca, means body is soft. Characteristic of the organisms which are present in the mollusca is well developed in case of mollusca. Phylum 8, that is Echinodermata. In this, examples of Echinodermata are Echinus, Antedon, Holothurian, Ophiothrix and Asteria. You are knowing this Asteria and this Ophiothrix means here you can see these examples as starfish and sea cucumber. They have water vascular system which helps in feeding and locomotion. Now, We will see the phylum Chordata. What are the characteristics of chordates? They have notochord. It is rod-shaped structure that provides skeletal support to the body. It is found in embryonic stage of all chordates and in adult stage for some chordates, a nerve cord that connects to the brain. Most aquatic animals have pharyngeal slit that allows the exit of water. They have post-anal tail made up of muscles and skeletal elements that helps in balancing. Here you can see the characteristic of the chordates according to its diagram. Here there is notochord. Subphylum of this chordate is Protochordata. Now you will see example of Protochordata as Herdmania. Here this is the structure of Herdmania where these two parts. Now level of organization in this Protochordata, it is organ system level organization. Cells are of three layers, that is triploblastic, and notochord is present in some stage of life. In this, now again in Animalia there are two types of the animals. One type is cold-blooded and another type is warm-blooded animals. Means these chordates are of two types. These chordates are cold-blooded or warm-blooded animals. If we will see the differences, then you will easily understand about these animals. Here they cannot maintain a constant body temperature. They are changing their body temperature according to the atmosphere. We can see all these Animalia class again divided into Pisces means fishes, then Amphibia, third one is Reptilia, fourth is Aves and fifth is Mammalia. Now we will differentiate all these types, that is fishes, Amphibia, Reptilia, then birds and mammals, these five different subphylums according to their body type. How many number of chambers, heart chambers are present? Are they cold-blooded or warm-blooded? How is their respiration? They are doing by gills, by skin or by lungs. Then how is their reproduction? Where they found and examples. Now about Pisces. Body type, they have scales or plates on their body. Some have skeleton made up of cartilage and some of the organism skeleton made up of bones and cartilage. There are two chambers of the heart. They are cold-blooded. Respiration takes place by the gills. They are egg-laying animals. Present in the water means they are aquatic, and examples are all fishes, that is mandarin fish, then scoliodion fish or dogfish. Now second type of these mammalia or chordates is amphibia. Amphibia, according to the name, we can tell that here these animals are found on the land as well as in the water. They have smooth and slimy skin. There are three chambers for the heart. They are cold-blooded animals. Gills are present in the larval stage and lungs are present in the adult stage. Means when they are larvae, they breathe with the help of gills, but as their body get developed and they become adult, in this stage they respire or breathe with the help of lungs. They are egg-laying animals. They are present both on land and water. Examples are tree frog, hyla, that is, and toad, etc. Now, reptilia. Name reptilia means reptiles. Reptile means these animals are crawl on the ground. They have dry scales on the body. There are 3 chambers for the heart except crocodile. Crocodile, as it is reptile, but it has 4 heart chambers. These all are cold-blooded and breathing is done with the help of lungs. These animals are also egg-laying animals. They are present on the land as well as water. Example, turtles, king cobra, etc. Now, aves that are called as the birds. They have waterproof skin. Now, we will see the major group of animal, that is Mammalia. According to the name Mammalia, these mammals, they have skin with hair and there is presence of the sweat glands. Main characteristic of this Mammalia is that they have mammary, means milk gland. Their heart has also 4 chambers, means it has 4-chambered heart. These are warm-blooded animals. Breathing is done with the lungs. They give birth. Characteristics that we can see are they have bilaterally symmetrical body. There is no segmentation. True body cavity is present. There are definite organs in the body. They are advanced animals. They have higher level of organization and they are definite organs. Now, there is some phylum Vertebrata. These are the examples. You can see these all Vertebrata animals or birds, then forest dragon, green tree frog, dog. These are all Vertebrata animals. Now, what are the characteristics for this subphylum Vertebrata? The level of organization you will see about cold-blooded animals and warm-blooded animals. Already you have seen the difference between cold-blooded and warm-blooded animals. Actually, what is the concept map? From concept map, you can easily understand how this kingdom Animalia is divided into 2 subphylum, that is invertebrate and vertebrate. Invertebrate means the organisms or animals that are called non-chordata, and the organisms in which chordata are present, that is vertebral columns are present, are called as vertebrates. Here there are all type of the organization you can see in different organisms, and these are classified according to that in 8 phylum. Already we have discussed all the 8 phylums and their characteristics with examples. Suppose if you will see the half part of this Animalia kingdom, that is non-chordata, then in that you will see cellular level organization, tissue level organization, and organ system level organization. The cellular level organization is found in phylum Porifera. Tissue level is seen in Cnidaria, and organ level organization There are again two types, coelomate and coelomate. These invertebrates were cellular and tissue level organization. These both are without body cavity. In that again some are with false body cavity, but in organ system level organization you can see two types. One is coelomate, that is absence of body cavity, and coelomate means organism with true body cavity. So here you will see those examples of the phylum where there is no body cavity. For example, Platyhelminthes and Nematoda. These phylums of organisms there is no body cavity, hence these are called as coelomate. But the coelomate organism. Now third type, that is second class of animal we have seen, that is vertebrates, chordata animals. These chordata animals, that is in kingdom Animalia, again there are 5 classes. One is Pisces, means fishes, then amphibians, reptilia. Now according to him, how the conventions are given in binomial nomenclature. Genus, that easily understand about this diversity in living organism. Thus, we have already learned and become aware how these organisms are classified, what is the specific hierarchy in the classification, how is their body design, what are shapes and size, what are different characteristics for each phylum, how species are included under genus and under order, family, phylum and kingdom. In this way, all the organisms which are present on the earth are included in 5 kingdom system.